Boom. Baker,
can I go first?
Darnold. We don't know if it's Darnold or Darno. Somebody can tell us what it is. If you're out there, let us know. Yeah, this is your topic. Go ahead.
Baker Mayfield spotted Sam Darnold, 14 points.
Yep.
Who won?
The Browns.
The Browns have a better defense.
Oh, so now the Jets don't have a good defense?
No, the Jets do have a good defense. The Browns should just have a better defense.
So I could have swore everybody was saying the Jets were legit after week 1 because the way this.
Oh no, a lot of people did. I'm not. I didn't say that, but a lot of people did say that.
I don't want to hear about that, especially the defense.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold is not as good as Baker Mayfield, and that's the thing about it is that.
Oh, you know what's gonna happen? We go on our flag football field. Because he's been bashing Sam Darnold and he was wrong.
And I was right for the first play, and I was happy. I was like, this dude threw a pick 6 his first play.
Well, I don't think anybody knows they're wrong, right? Yet, right?
So I know Baker Mayfield. I know Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback taken in that draft.
Yeah.
I know Lamar Jackson is the second best quarterback taken in that draft. Mm-hmm. If you want to say Sam Darnold is the third best, then that's fine.
Well, he was drafted third, so that makes sense.
Right. Lamar Jackson should have been taken before him, and that's fine. But if you want to compare these two quarterbacks, which I guess is not really a comparison because the Browns had the first overall pick and they did choose Baker Mayfield. Mm-hmm. I guess it'll be more of a conversation if Baker Mayfield was taken after Sam Darnold, but he played better. But he was the first overall pick and he played better than the quarterback who was taken after him. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't surprised. I was very disappointed. Well, I wasn't disappointed. And the main thing I wasn't shocked about is the fact that Tyrod Taylor lost his starting job. Tyrod Taylor is too conservative. He doesn't win you any games. He won't lose you the game.
So you think week 4 Tyrod's done?
Tyrod is done. He's done. And it sucks, but he's done.
He has to be
done. He's done. At this point, he should request a trade and hopefully go to a team where he has the opportunity to start, i.e. the New York Giants. We talked about it. They have the worst quarterback situation because their quarterback is old, there's nobody behind him, and he's playing bad. Yeah. Who has a worse situation?
Well, the last game he played, he didn't play bad. Well, no. I mean, he checked it down. What's his face? 14 times or 10?
Yeah, 14 catches.
14 catches for 80 yards.
80 yards.
And the Cowboys aren't good.
And you know what's funny? The score is a lot closer than what it was because the Giants got wrecked the whole game.
Right.
Except the last 2 drives.
The Giants aren't good.
Yeah, they couldn't score until the last 2 drives. Yeah. It was bad.
So you're saying that you would bench
Tonk said it. The worst quarterback situation in the league has to be the Giants.
No, I don't know.
Not as good, and there's no future in sight.
If I were the Giants,
they like the dude they drafted.
If I were the Giants,
they like the dude. Yeah, and we liked, and the Bills also liked Nate Peterman, and the Jaguars liked what's that dude that we were on last year? He's unemployed right now. He's back in groceries. What's his name? The backup quarterback for the Jags.
Third string.
Brandon Allen.
Yeah. Right. Remember, we were riding high on him too. And then what happened? He played football.
The most popular quarterback's always a backup.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So next, but no, what were you saying? Yes.
If I were the Giants right now, I would stick with Eli. Lose as many games as I can.
That's what I like to hear.
And pick a franchise quarterback in the draft. Because if they try to win, they had their chance to pick a franchise quarterback this year, and they picked a running back.
Right. Yeah.
Saquon Barkley.
Look,
he's a home run. He's a home run hitter. He's a home run hitter.
I will give this to you. You don't value running backs, and I don't value quarterbacks. However,
y'all are both right. So
however, we're definitely both right because. So here's my problem though, and hear me out.
All right.
You don't value running backs. However, I will take a quarter. Okay, so if I had a defense and I had players like an offensive line, I will take a running back.
No.
Well, you say no, that's fine. However, what the Giants did was not what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Their defense is shoddy at certain places.
Yep. They're better than what people think.
Their defense is
they can't rush the passer.
But Olivier Vernon's hurt right now.
He doesn't get sacks anyway.
But he gets hurries and he gets pressures.
Hurries and pressures.
Hurries and pressures count because Ngakoue doesn't have a sack this season.
But
everybody else does.
He's playing like one of the best.
But everybody else does. That's different.
But when he comes back, this is right. The line will play different.
Fine. You can have
yes.
They don't have offensive line.
Correct.
If I was the Giants,
Terrible.
I would have took another offensive lineman.
They took Willie Hernandez
with their higher pick. So
there was nobody that was available at that pick that they should have took.
Then take the defense. What the Giants did.
Take Chubb.
Yes, what the Giants did, I don't agree with. I do not value running backs higher than I value defensive players. I think that contradicts an argument I made before, though. Just throwing it out there in case you want to pull up the footage and argue that at some point.
We'll wait. It's kind of like the Greg Olsen. What's it called? Argument.
Greg Olsen.
You made the argument. You made the argument for another tight end, and then Greg Olsen, and then I wouldn't pull it up. Like, wait a minute.
Greg Olsen was killing it.
No,
Travis Kelce's better than Gronk too.
No, he's not.
I know he had more. I know he did.
All right. We'll discuss. What's in for next?
Travis Kelce ain't getting stopped by what's the name of the safety? Barry Church and Tayshaun Gibson.
We'll find out.
We'll save for next.
We will find out.
We'll save for
I hope the Jaguars win by 100 points, but I hope Travis Kelce gets like 1,000 yards receiving.
We'll find out.
How about that? Get out of here.
Week 5. Look out for it.
What the Giants did, I did not agree with. You do not just get a running back just to get a running back. Because a running back can't run without an offensive line.
But they felt like he was a Hall of Famer.
Oh, he will be a Hall of
Famer. Do you know
what? But here's my argument on that, right? Hall of Fame running backs, right? Mm-hmm. Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson, Hall of Fame running back.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
You put another Hall of Fame quarterback. Name whoever Hall of Fame quarterback you want.
Troy Aikman,
right? Adrian Peterson gets hurt, right?
Troy Aikman's overrated.
The betting line.
Troy Aikman's overrated.
All right, we'll do Aaron Rodgers.
Right?
Because he's going to be Hall of Fame.
The betting line, how much does it move? 1 point, 2 points in the favor of the other team, right? Mm-hmm. If Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, that's like a 7-point move. That tells you which position is more important.
Future success. No. Okay, you're right.
He's not willing to do that. He's not willing to sacrifice that for his defense.
Right, because Aaron Rodgers. Okay, so great. So Aaron Rodgers still puts.
Aaron Rodgers takes a 6-10 team and makes them 11-5.
No, I'm just saying.
And they still don't win the playoffs.
I understand that. It takes more than that to build a winning team, right? But if you feel like
that's not my argument. That's not my argument, Tom. Can I tell you what my argument is?
What
would you rather have, a quarterback and nothing else, or a defense and a running back and no quarterback?
We got a text message that came in from somebody that is watching. He said Dan Marino.
Same thing.
Quarterback and nothing else.
It's a more impactful position than running back. But you can't do that because you're drafting one player versus the other. You're not drafting a whole defense and a running back.
But nothing cripples your team like a quarterback.
What do you mean?
When you pay your quarterback, you can't pay anybody else. Fact. That's my argument. I'd rather have a great defense and a mediocre offense with a decent running back than have an elite, the best quarterback and nothing else because you paid him Matt Stafford money.
Good teams to do both.
Who does both?
The Steelers. They had a premier quarterback.
They
a premier defense. They've had a premier quarterback.
The better
this year.
No, the better their offense has gotten, which means the more people got paid on offense, the shittier their defense has gotten. The Steelers haven't had a defense
Shout out to
in
YouTube
years.
not paying us.
The Steelers haven't had defense in years. Who's their best defensive player? Oh, yeah, he can't walk.
2 years ago, they didn't have a good defense.
He can walk.
He can walk.
When they made it to the AFC Championship game, they didn't have good defense.
What AFC Championship game? Against who?
2 years ago.
Against who?
The Patriots.
The Patriots. Defense.
Was it the Patriots?
The year they beat Cincinnati. And Cincinnati blew up.
Because Cincinnati's the biggest group of idiots. Cincinnati won that game with defense, no quarterback, and a run game. And a one receiver. Cincinnati would have won that game if they didn't have a bunch of freaking convicts on their team. Get out of here. Don't use Cincinnati. Cincinnati is...
I'm just saying, it can be done.
It can, but they didn't win anything. The Patriots did with the better defense. And they had Tom Brady.
Okay, so what team wins a Super Bowl with a run game and a defense?
The Seahawks.
They didn't have Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson?
Russell
Wilson. Ben Roethlisberger early in his career was
Russell Wilson was better than Ben Roethlisberger.
He wasn't trash. Russell Wilson wasn't trash. Run game and a defense. They won.
Yeah.
And what's happening now with them?
All right, they won.
What's happening now with them? What's happening now with them?
They can't.
Who got paid? Russell Wilson, right?
Yeah, but they have not.
Shifting towards now what? Offense.
Well, they have not. They haven't drafted well. They haven't drafted well.
They haven't drafted well. That's not. But even if they did have other players, they wouldn't be able to pay them.
Any key is you have to get talented players at cheap rates.
See, that's another point.
Cheap.
That's another point though. That's another point because defenses historically, defenses, especially dominant defenses, they don't their window is shorter. Their window
in that time period, they were
3 years max.
Sherman wasn't getting paid when they won. Sherman wasn't paid, was he? The year they won the Super Bowl, Sherman wasn't paid. Browner was there. Earl Thomas wasn't paid.
Well, they're all the same. They're
all basically the same
draft, so they all.
Yeah, none of them were paid.
But okay, here's
Cam Newton won the MVP, right?
Yeah,
he made the Super Bowl, right?
15-1, yes.
Really good quarterback, MVP, great, right?
Yeah.
And who beat him?
The Broncos
defense. The Broncos defense and a shadow horrible quarterback and Peyton Manning.
Yes, he was very bad.
What other Super Bowls can we think of here? Like, how many elite quarterbacks are in the league right now? The elite quarterbacks.
But the thing is that those elite quarterbacks have always been in the Super Bowl. If you look at the AFC, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger.
Exactly.
Outside of Flacco, it's always been
an elite quarterback. You can get by, and they can get you, and they get your team to compete. Even though you have bad teams, you go through bad stretches.
Those Patriots teams had good defenses. Bill Belichick dismantled those defenses.
In spurts, they had good defenses for a year. They had good offense some years,
but
they're always there because of Tom Brady.
Right, and they won those Super Bowls because of those defenses. This is a rare case because we're using Tom Brady, and Tom Brady also does not cripple his team with his contracts.
True,
that's also a big factor. I'm talking about these quarterbacks who cripple their franchises, taking the max amount of money available. That is my issue. Aaron Rodgers, Matt Stafford, Ben Roethlisberger, Kirk Cousins. That Vikings defense is going to be depleted soon because
they're all paid. They're all paid.
Then that's good that they were able to do that.
The receivers aren't paid, and the running back.
Thielen's paid.
Thielen's paid.
Yeah.
Okay, Thielen's paid. Diggs did get paid too, didn't he?
He might get paid.
Somebody didn't get paid then.
Running backs, I think the running backs in the line haven't got paid.
These teams that have elite, look at the Rams. The Rams are.
But it's even if you're not paying Kirk Cousins, Blake Bortles has a pretty team-friendly deal, right?
Yeah.
The Jags aren't going to be able to pay up this whole defense. They're not.
But we're going to make it a lot further than we would have if we had a quarterback only.
But defensive players, they break down faster.
Right.
Yes.
Their windows are shorter. Yes. Like this Jags defense will not be dominant for more than 3 years. They just won't. It doesn't happen. Defenses aren't dominant for that long.
Then you draft.
How long was the Seahawks good? How many Super Bowls did they make it to? 2, right?
2. They were good for like 4 years.
Right.
Yeah,
they fell off a cliff.
But these teams were winning
Denver
Super Bowls.
Fell off a cliff.
These teams were winning Super Bowls and in the Super Bowl competing versus these quarterbacks. Where was Aaron Rodgers at? He wasn't making it to these Super Bowls. You know why? Because he was getting beat by these Seahawks teams.
No, but Aaron Rodgers, they don't know how to build a team around him. He was cheap.
I'm assuming these. It's strange.
You have to be perfect. You have to be perfect in order for it to work.
Whenever these
you have to be perfect if you don't have a quarterback. You have to. Your defense. You're telling me the Seahawks were historically good. And Denver's defense might have been the best defense of all time in that 1 year, and they won a Super Bowl. So you have to be historically good to win a Super Bowl.
And Tom's argument is that if the quarterback can't make it to Super Bowl when he's elite, it's because they can't build around him. That's a bullshit argument.
But Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl when he's elite.
The defense was good. That defense was legit.
Yeah,
that defense was legit. That was a legit defense.
It's better than
legit defense.
They were a good defense.
They were a good defense.
It was a legit defense.
But you act like the defense carried them.
Those dudes were not
But they did give up.
And Aaron Rodgers wasn't paid yet. So now that he gets paid, now they can't build around him. But when they had him before, they could build a defense. But now that he's getting paid, we don't know how to draft.
Well, we all know that quarterbacks.
Now we forgot how to draft.
I think he agrees with that. That quarterbacks.
But how fair is that argument that every time we pay the quarterback, we forget how to draft?
Well, if
not every time.
Not every time.
So Drew Brees, we finally had it. They had an elite quarterback that they paid,
and they drafted.
And they finally drafted. They finally drafted
hit on two of their first defensive players.
And how long did that take? Give me one other example that a team, since teams just don't seem to be able to build around them. Like, give me a break. Give me a break. It's not a fair argument.
It is hard to draft defensive players. It's hard to draft. You get 6 chances.
It's hard to draft defensive player, which is
hard to draft offensive
players.
But it's a lot harder to draft. I mean, look, I agree in the sense that
that's why I think it's better to draft defensive players and build around that, since they're, I guess, harder to come by, and then plug and play a quarterback. You don't need an elite quarterback to you can have a great defense.
So the problem that we run into is that quarterbacks now they're overpaid. A lot of them are overpaid. The ones that aren't as good are Matt Stafford's overpaid. Kirk Cousins is overpaid.
Look at the 49ers with Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick was very good.
I agree that
defense is amazing.
There's quarterbacks that are overpaid because the teams
Garoppolo.
are scared, because if you have the potential, the slightest potential that you're going to be a franchise quarterback,
they have to pay.
They have to pay you.
Colin Kaepernick owned Aaron Rodgers because he had a better defense.
True.
In a run game.
All right. So
if we played Madden like that for real still, and if Madden wasn't bullshit, we could actually build a franchise. But I think I might.
All right. So much for the Baker Mayfield. Well, we talked about the Baker Mayfield and Darnold, the Sam Darnold thing.